right, welcome back. Let's bring in Mike Eppel. Mike, sorry, I'm going to be honest with you. I was a little distracted. I was talking to floor director Jordy, who's eating animal crackers right now. I called him out for being 5 years old.
That's the breakfast of champions right there.
That's adorable.
It's awesome.
It's adorable. He's just munching animal crackers right now. Okay.
Put it in a bowl, throw some milk on it, you got cereal.
Really? It would get too soggy. Come on.
I don't know. I'm just throwing...
Oh, there he is. Breakfast of champions.
That's awesome.
He's going to Gatorade and animal crackers. I don't.
Underneath the mask, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's calling you weird, Jordy. Weird. Okay. Sorry.
No, not Jordy's weird, but just the whole thing you got to do nowadays to eat anything when you're wearing a mask.
It's kind of like the delicate dance. Yeah, you're trying to do it all beautifully. There's no way to do it. Okay, I digress. No. We are talking, obviously, we're following everything that's happening south of the border, Mike. You know, the markets, it's an interesting thing, right? Like, we don't like seeing uncertainty, yes?
Yeah.
But what are you watching?
Well, everybody's focused on who's going to take the White House, right? Mm-hmm. But it appears that the market, specifically Wall Street, and indeed worldwide, it's a global phenomenon for the equity trades right now. We're on pace for one of the best weeks in a U.S. election week in decades, which, you know, you would think, whoa, can't put any stock into anything right now because we don't know. But what we do know, Melanie, is the indication that the Senate will still be controlled by Republicans. So even if Joe Biden takes the White House, or if it's Trump or what have you, the discussion is, what does this mean for big ticket legislative projects? And from a taxation standpoint, of course, we've been seeing the corporate tax rate come down quite a bit, actually, over the past 4 years in the U.S. And the thinking was, if the Democrats take the Senate, well, then you'd be looking at a big tax hike. That likely won't happen. So as a result, all of the biggest money-making companies in the U.S., and they're all in the tech sector, keep that in mind nowadays, they're all up sharply again for a fourth day in a row. I mean, I saw a 4% jump for the NASDAQ yesterday, and the Dow right now has indicated to gain another 400 points.
Wow. We've been following this developing news overnight. So a tentative contract with Unifor, so the union and GM.
Yeah, tentative deal, 3 years. And this follows the pattern bargaining, so to speak, that Fiat Chrysler and Ford Motor of Canada had already agreed to. It's going to be interesting to see for General Motors, which is a much smaller company in Canada than it once was, because, of course, they've shut down much of the operations in Oshawa. So it covers about 1,700 employees, will likely be ratified. But how much investment, new investment, is the big question, because the other two, Ford and Fiat Chrysler, are talking about a multi-billion-dollar investment in their Canadian operations, specifically related to electric vehicles.
Gotcha. Mike, a lot of people gaming these days, more so, obviously, being at home. Nintendo Switch, I know nothing about gaming. I know Devo Brown is standing in my peripherals here, and he's like shaking his head because he's all about it.
It's okay.
But let's
bring him on, because
okay, D.
The Nintendo Switch has been huge. I mean, Xbox and PlayStation, they've all been big, right? But Nintendo saw a tripling of its profit because Switch sales have been off the chart. And, you know, and that's not a surprise at all, right, Devo?
Not at all. And Mike, they're talking about the PS5 that's coming out, and people are like lining up for that. It's sold out, the pre-sales, or you can't even get it right now.
Yeah, that's part of the problem these companies actually have, is keeping up with demand. You can't make money if you don't have product to sell.
What are you playing? What are you playing?
Like me personally?
Either of you.
Or Devo. I'm not a gamer. I'm not a gamer.
What
are kids playing? They're on the what? They're not that app that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was on that made headlines recently. What the heck is that called? My memory escapes me right now.
Game of War, I know that people are on. Call of Duty, everyone's still on. You know, I do NBA and NHL. I do kind of the sports game, so I can play against some of my buddies and talk smack. That's kind of where we're at with it. So.
It's all interactive, right?
Yeah.
That's the amazing thing about it.
Mm-hmm. Really quickly before you go, Mike, because we did tease it to break, Costco sales through the roof.
16% gain in October, and stocked up more on toilet paper and paper towels just yesterday, as a matter of fact. And I also just looked at the Canadian Tire numbers that just came in, and their e-commerce sales at Canadian Tire up by 200%, Melanie. So, I mean, these pandemic trends, whether it's in gaming or retail or what have you, there have been some big winners in the midst of the COVID-19 outbreak.
Some big winners, but unfortunately a lot of big losers,
and a lot of decliners, too. Yeah, that's the thing.
All right, Mike, as always, a pleasure to talk to you. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right.